while the music from the fade-o-do faded behind them. The music from that old worn box grew louder, at least to Junie Lee's ears. In fact, that strange music seemed to grow more urgent, almost frantic, the closer she came to the house. So much so that Junie Lee blurted out, "Do you hear that?" No one could hear it but her, which meant that only Junie Lee was prepared for what suddenly happened next. As the birthday revelers approached the entrance to the Van D's home, Skeen and Cack burst from the front door, one carrying the box with the siren's flute, the other carrying the old parchment riddle map. "Hey, you!" shouted the magistrate, to no effect. "Skeen and Cack, you put that back this instant!" shouted Evangeline, to no effect. President Cleveland shouted, "Stop at once! By order of the president!" "I'll have you both arrested for good!" yelled Joe Jefferson, the world-famous actor. The various Van D children and family friends all shrieked and cried and stomped. But Junie Lee Leak, possessed by Madam Captain's great grand spirit, took action. She ran after them both, saying nothing. She wasn't possessed by greed, mind you, but by her love of and loyalty to Mother and Poppy. And some might say it was the great grand spirit herself that gave the girl the strength to continue pursuing Skeen and Cack for such a distance, along the bank of the newly dredged Delcambre Canal, across the new drawbridge, past the future site of Texaco Dock, across Joe Jefferson's freshly mown field, still abuzz with picnickers, fiddlers, and guitar pickers, past the tree-lined drive of Jefferson Mansion, and all the way down to the Jefferson Island saltworks on my little industrial peninsula. All the while Junie Lee ran, she could feel the silver coins swinging rhythmically from the string around her neck. She knew full well that the coin and the siren's flute were the only things left to connect her to her past. The magistrate, the mother, the former president, the famous actor, the whole Van D clan, and a growing assemblage of citizens all trailed far to the rear. Junie Lee, the birthday girl, had youth and speed on her side. She was closing in on the thieves as they ran into the salt mine's tall shaft house. With the swinging of the coin now a drum cadence on her chest, she unleashed one last burst and caught up just as Skeen and Cack shut the accordion gate to the elevator. Cack, holding the stolen box under his arm, was so winded that he collapsed into a speechless, panting puddle on the elevator floor. But Skeen held out the old parchment paper, wagging it gleefully toward Junie Lee. "Ha!" spat Skeen. "You're too late, little girl." He wagged the parchment closer, thinking he was safe behind the elevator gate. But Junie Lee was quick.